Famous TikTok influencers are currently going nuclear and shedding tears online after the Supreme Court ruled that the ban will stay in place and most likely TikTok will be gone on the 19th. In addition to this, the CEO of TikTok sent a very, very, very clear response.
And to the US government, I'm never forgiving you for this. And I'm never going to trust you ever again because you just, like that, took away millions of people's income and livelihood. And who does that?
Well, I can understand the amount of pain from a lot of these creators because this thing, it comes at you quick. I know for a lot of the viewers, it's kind of hard to understand. People will say, oh, go get a job. But a lot of these people were people, most of them, people that worked the job, did it the normal way, worked a 9 to 5, and made their content on the side. They took the risk to give more time and received less. Some of these people got very successful from taking the risk, and to be able to disconnect from that lifestyle and then being told just to go back, that's not necessarily just a good answer. To survive, people will do what they have to do, but all of that hard work to be taken away from you without any justification on a chance for you, on why you don't have a chance to restore it, is crazy. There's no HR office for you to go to. It's beyond them. Like, I don't think a lot of people can sympathize with these people because to actually go against a system, it makes you feel so powerless. I've gone against systems before. Systems have tried to get rid of me. Systems have tried to label me some horrible things. I've gone against mainstream media, Forbes magazine, even a council campaign that was against me in the Conservative Party. I have gone through many different systems. I've even gone against billionaires. And I tell you, they have a way of making you feel powerless. So I can sympathize with these individuals because life comes at you fast when you're going against a moving train. And it's not easy for these people to understand what they're going to do after the shutdown. And most of them, like I say, they depend on this for income. And some of the people, it's more than income, it's nostalgia. It is a connection to something that keeps them going, that keeps them motivated, that stops them from, who knows, even ending it all in some cases. It's a very, very important app. And it's bigger than just censorship. We know for a fact that these other people are selling our information. We know Mark Zuckerberg sold everything. He gets to go to Congress, and you telling me TikTok gets kicked out? That's crazy.
Supreme Court kept the ban. Supreme Court said, nope, doesn't violate your First Amendment rights. I was not even planning on making this video. This is not how I saw today going. I had a little bit of faith in our broken government system.
I just think that a lot of people who don't do content don't realize that it's not easy. It's so time consuming. You dedicate so much of your life to this job.
Has anyone else just been crying on this app all night? Because it feels like we're losing like a community.
The Supreme Court just upheld the ban on TikTok, and here's something that nobody is talking about that I would like to share with you. There is 3 branches of the United States federal government: legislative, executive, and judicial. The TikTok ban went almost unanimously through the legislative branch, which is Congress and the Senate. Then it skated right on over to President.
I gotta also add on to this. Over 7 million businesses rely on TikTok for advertisement. That is absolutely massive. 7 million of these people. And them just shutting this down, it just doesn't make sense. It's obviously due to people saying things on TikTok that the American government doesn't approve of. But is that not freedom of speech? I mean, right now what they're doing is they're involving a younger generation that never would have cared about politics to care. And that's something you don't want to do. There's a reason why they don't want to really teach these things in school the way they should. Because once the youth get involved, you talk about real change. You talk about real change, and the people that are affected by this wouldn't have typically got involved in politics till 20, 30 years from now on average. You are actually changing the simulation that they created. It breaks the simulation itself because now you got the youth that's going to say, okay, TikTok's been banned by these people. What else is our government doing? What else is being banned? What political party is doing the banning? Why is it being done, and what can I do about it? These are the questions that change an entire nation. And these are the questions that they spend billions of dollars to prevent us from even asking. The fact that we have a youthful audience interested in what's going on in the American system, the structure and the corruption of Americans, the way that these young people are able to do a compare and contrast of this and Facebook, to see how Facebook got the slap on the wrist and TikTok didn't. They're able to see the bias. They're able to see it's bigger than anything about the orange man, Donald Trump. There are other things going on than just what's fed to us. and it affects you. Although the TikTok thing affects them directly, and it's easy for us to understand how it affects us, please believe these people make decisions equally as important as TikTok. It's just that what happens if you also care about those? I mean, we have the Supreme Court that had to review this thing because of the backlash from the people that would be losing these TikTok accounts. It matters when you speak. They need us not to talk.
President Biden's desk, executive branch, and he signed it into law. Then the ban went all the way through the court system, all the way up to the highest court in the land of the United States of America, the Supreme Court, and they upheld the ban. Now, I agree. It is damn sad that 7 million people just got laid off. I'm sad for myself, I'm sad for future creators, and I'm sad for the millions of small businesses out there who rely on this app to make a living. But the saddest part of this entire fucking thing is that the United States government just looked its people square in the fucking face, right in the eyeballs, and said, your voice doesn't matter, and it never fucking did. They sell you the American dream. They sell you the freedoms that you think you fucking have. And then they turn around, they strip you from them, and they said there's not a fucking thing that you can do about it. Fascist countries ban apps. And for all the fucking people who are about to hop on here and say, if you don't like it, move, fuck you. I love this country, and I love the people in it. And that's why I'm fighting so fucking hard to keep this motherfucker free. In 2 years, vote your fucking ass off. Democracy and the American dream has just fallen. It's up to you and me to take it fucking back.
Hi everyone, the show here.
So, for those that might not know, this is the CEO of TikTok right here, and he had made an immediate response to the Supreme Court.
Do you know, we have been fighting to protect the constitutional right to free speech for the more than 170 million Americans who use our platform every day to connect, create, discover, and achieve their dreams. On behalf of everyone at TikTok and all our users across the country, I want to thank President Trump for his commitment to work with us to find a solution that keeps TikTok available in the United States. This is a strong stand for the First Amendment and against arbitrary censorship. As we've said, TikTok is a place where people can create communities, discover new interests, and express themselves, including over 7 million American businesses who earn a living and gain new customers using our platform. We are grateful and pleased to have the support of a president who truly understands our platform, one who has used TikTok to express his own thoughts and perspectives, connecting with the world and generating more than 60 billion views of his content in the process. To all Americans,
I will say it's kind of weird that the Democrat Party, and I'm not trying to be too overly partisan, you guys know, they're the ones that are behind the TikTok ban, and it's kind of interesting just because that Kamala Harris, in my opinion, depended on TikTok a whole lot more heavily than Donald Trump. That's complete stabbing it back to the entire voter base. Like, she depended not only on TikTok skits and reels to mainly push her campaign, she depended on TikTok influencers. Look at any of those meet and greets at the White House that Kamala Harris did, or any of those rallies where TikTokers had VIP, or the DNC event. All of those people that were influencers there were TikTokers. Now at the RNC, the Republican one, you had Twitter creep people like me. You had YouTubers there. You had a few TikTokers, Instagrammers. You had all of these different type of creators. I'm just saying that the Kamala Harris campaign truly depended on TikTok creators. To go there and still allow this ban is a slap in the face to TikTok creators. And then you have Donald Trump, like this guy says. Donald Trump is someone that's trying to save TikTok, and he understands that Trump used it. But I just have to add that Trump didn't use it anywhere near like Kamala. So it's interesting that Trump comes in to try to save it. And these words, they come from Shu Zishu, the CEO of TikTok. That's his name. Now, he isn't the only person that's supporting Trump. Zhu is going so far that he is going to the inauguration, but he's not going alone. No, this is something that is monumental that's happening, y'all. Sam Altman. I know you guys might can't see it, but I'm going to show you anyway. Sam Altman, the Open AI CEO, Jeff Bezos, Shu Zishu, Elon Musk, and Sundar Pichai, and I gotta say Sundar, he's the Alphabet CEO. He's CEO of Alphabet, which is the parent company of Google. And Mark Zuckerberg, don't need to be announced. Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, all of those things. All of these individuals are going to Donald Trump's inauguration. And they said it's the most tech-friendly administration of all time. Literally, of all American history, this is going to be the most tech-friendly administration. And it's going to lead to absolute dominance of the internet. That's going to be a lot of conservative-minded content is what I'm just simply seeing. We see he just made Sylvester Stallone, John Voight, and Mel Gibson the ambassadors for Hollywood. That was just like my last video, worth a checkout. Very interesting things are happening. Culture as we know it is going to be changed forever.
Users. Thank you for making our TikTok community such a rich and vibrant space, for surprising and delighting us every day. Rest assured, we will do everything in our power to ensure our platform thrives as your online home for limitless creativity and discovery, as well as a source of inspiration and joy for years to come. Thank you. More to come.
We now want to speak with someone who says they are a victim of this decision. Content creator Colin Jones is a business owner bracing for the impact. You're the founder and CEO of a jet charter company, Amalfi Jets. I've seen your stuff trending, Colin, so help me understand how this decision impacts you and your company.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, TikTok's been a fantastic platform. I mean, we have 1.9 million followers across it. So, at the end of the day, it's disappointing and it's a big bummer to see it go. But at the end of the day, great content does great on all platforms. So whether that's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, LinkedIn, whatever it is, I mean, we look forward to hopefully seeing our 1.9 million followers kind of transition over those platforms as well.
So what do you plan to do? From what I've, for viewers that don't know, this is based on what I've seen. You record some of your customers' conversations. They're calling about how to take private jets and private aircraft, and that the behavior is quite outrageous in many cases, and that's what gets you engagement. But help me understand how TikTok helped you show a different side of your business, or even your own comedic side, and how you now plan to leverage that elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the private aviation industry is very antiquated. So being able to kind of give everyone like a under the hood look has been really rewarding. And I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, we've got plenty of great new customers from TikTok, but at the end of the day, we encourage them to, continue following along on our content.
I can completely relate, It's tough that these people are going through that, especially that it's younger individuals that's trying to start a way to create a means to an end in this very expensive country. Like I said, when I was demonetized, it's just now reaching a year of me being demonetized on X. So congratulations to me for that right there. I've been demonetized for over a year. And I tell you, it hits you like a truck. Just to find other ways to justify your means. It's not easy, especially when you're talking about larger amounts that isn't so easy to replace. And even more so for individuals that have never seen money like that in their life until they start getting money like that. So it's like, okay, what do I do now? I didn't diversify enough to the point where I'm making other sources of revenue to where it can even be 40 to 60% of my main source. And diversification is so important when you're a content creator. It's no different if you're a rapper. Look at all of the artists, all of the athletes, all of the actors that have been in these positions before, and pay attention to them. The same applies to you if you're a content creator. Diversify, because this can happen to you. You could be demonetized like Dom Lucre. You could be a TikTok creator and lose your whole platform. Diversify, protect yourself, protect your family, protect your future.
On the other platforms, whether it be even on the Amalfi Jets app or our upcoming podcast. And again, at the end of the day, like, we want people to keep hearing our story. We want to keep putting out great content. We want to keep showing the kind of, under the look insight into the industry. So whether that's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or anything else, I mean, we look forward to seeing these people as well.
You sound like you're taking the news pretty well. It probably has a lot to do with your constant customer service role in helping people. But there is a difference as far as accessibility and reach and algorithms. Even if you go completely to Instagram or even try YouTube, which has its own algorithm, there are challenges ahead for you still, right?
Correct. Yeah, I mean, the algorithm on the other platforms is definitely not the same as TikTok, but at the end of the day, I think this encourages content creators like to diversify. At the end of the day, like, if TikTok were to be banned, well, that's, a huge bummer. Great content can do well on other platforms as well. So I think encouraging your loyal fans.
I got to kind of disagree with that, because it's not that easy to just shift your content over. I got 1.5 million on Twitter. Now, Twitter isn't a video app, so we can't really expect that many people to just cover over. But I posted like 30, 40 times a day that I have a YouTube account. If I was to post about that today, at least 60% of the comments would say, hey, I didn't know you had a YouTube account. Why is that? It's because how Twitter is, yes. But even more so, It's about how people are on those apps to be on those apps. People aren't really on YouTube to go to Twitter. Now, you might have something that I might cover, might be a tweet, and it'd be so interesting that it inclines you to want to go to Twitter, see it for yourself, maybe scroll, view some other content. But that's an influence. That's not anything that's trying to lead you there. It's something that you would have done consciously with your own free will. And things are a lot easier and more enjoyable when we choose to do it. That's just the way it is. So to tell people, go follow me here and go follow me here, it's a lot of steps for people. Make the account, follow you. I mean, it's a lot of stuff because they got to remember, not just you, these people that's following you, they're following other people too. They're following like 800, 600 something people. They got to follow everybody. Now you got to hope that you're just that much of a person, a it factor, that they are willing to do all that just for you. I mean, to do it for the app is one thing, but do it for just you. There's levels to this. There's really levels to this, and it takes a lot of work, a lot of consistency and hard work to get there. It's not that easy. And I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer on people. I'm just saying he might be making it sound a little bit easier than it is on bringing your people over, especially for people that's preparing for that drop off from TikTok this week. Very, very hard, but I'm wishing them the best.
Space to keep following along on other platforms and just to kind of diversify across the board. But while it will be disappointing, I mean, obviously it's not a kind of end game type of situation, but I mean, I think this shows the resilience of content creators and of businesses alike.
And then if you think about just in our own lifetimes, there are people that remember MySpace, there are people that remember Vine. These were the top social media platforms for their moment. What, since you're taking this so well, advice would you give to the TikTokers freaking out right now? And I've seen them cry on the app in anticipation of this ruling. So what do you say to those people who are really feeling quite emotionally vulnerable?
Yeah, I mean, again, I feel for them, we feel for them. I know it's obviously going to affect everyone in a completely different way, but at the end of the day, if you have great content can perform on other platforms. I loved Vine as a kid, and I love TikTok. So being able to transition into other platforms and keep following along with people you like is really important. People get attached to individuals, kind of the authenticity that you provide on these platforms. So whether that's on TikTok or on Instagram, I mean, again, like people become attached to that, and I think they'll kind of follow that wherever that is. So I would encourage these content creators to not be discouraged, keep making your content, and encourage your followers to find you on the other platforms as well.
Really useful advice. Colin, thanks so much for your time. I can't wait until I make enough money to give you a phone call. If and when I do, don't record it. Colin.
That was pretty weird. Don't record it. I don't know. And my light is blinking. We're ending this right here anyway. I'm getting prepared for my inauguration. I have another video coming out today, as you guys know, 7 p.m. Central Time, as we always do. I'll be dropping 2 more videos tomorrow, and then after that, I kind of drop off. I'm going to be in D.C. for the inauguration. I'll be gone on that Saturday, and gone mainly for that Sunday and Monday, and I should be back to filming on Tuesday, so it'll mainly be 2 days. If you're not seeing this ugly mug, I'm going to have to get through the blizzards, the bristling crow, but I will get through it. We're going to survive. We're going to enjoy the inauguration. I'll have some experiences that I can share with you all and get to add some content too, let you know about what I thought about after attending it. It's my first inauguration. Super excited for it. If you have the ability to, please like this, because every time this gets like 500 likes to go viral. So the more likes to help, comment on this if possible, and click the notification bell so you can stay updated for the next post. Thank you guys. See you until we break the next narrative. See you at 7.